Today visited Matya Darshani at Ramakrishna Beach, RK Beach. With child and family, our child enjoyed this place well. Multiple varieties of fishes and tortoises are displayed here in a small and medium sized aquariums. So here one can see the different types of sea fishes. It is a very easily reachable by car or auto at it is a by walk and on the seashore road. Matyadarshini is located near at Ramakrishna Beach, Vishakapatanam. It is like we are watching multiple aquarium at one place. Recently we have visited to Matyadarshini with children, and when we are going to this Matyadarshini aquariums is a better than, and actually this is a more expectations. It is a good experience. This is the opening timings morning 12 o'clock am to night 11:59 pm. The entry fees just child at 30 rupees only and 100 rupees per person. The day of Monday to Sunday available opening timings. This address are RK Beach Road and Pandurangapuram Chinnavoltaire and Vishakapatanam, Andhra Pradesh. An exhibition is a place where beautiful, attractive, and artistic things are arranged for public shows. It is a great commercial and educative value. A visit to an aquarium is a novel experience, and an aquarium which I visited to recently was very interesting. It was one of the largest aquarium. An exhibition also is there. An exhibition is a place where very beautiful, attractive articles and things arranged to public shows and many. There was an exhibition in December last. It was an agriculture exhibition. It has been organized by an aquarium is a vivarium of any size having at least one transparent side in which aquatic plants of animals are kept and displayed, and fish keepers are aquarium to keep fish and invertebrates and amphibians, aquatic reptiles and such as turtles and aquatic plants. The term aquarium is coined in English naturalist Philip Henry Coase combines the Latin root and aqua meaning water with its suffix arium and meaning a place of relating to. The aquarium principles was fully developed in 1850 by the chemist Robert and Warrington, who explained the plants added to water in a container would give off enough oxygen to support animals so long as the number of animals did not grow too large. The aquarium craze was launched in early and Victoria, England by Gosses, who created and stocked the first public aquarium at the London Zoo in 1853 and published the first manual, The Aquarium and Unveiling the Wonder of the Deep, the Sea in the 1854. Small aquariums are kept in the home and hobbits. There are large public aquariums in many cities. Public aquariums keep in fish and other aquatic animals large tanks. A large aquarium many have and do after dolphins and sharks, penguins, seals and whales and many aquarium tanks and also have plants. An aquarist owns fish or maintains an aquarium typically constructed of glass or high strength and acrylic. Cubed and aquarium also known as fish tanks or simply tanks while bowl shaped. Aquarium are also known as fish bowls. Size can range from a small glass bowl and few liters in volume to immense public aquaria of thousands of liters. And specialized equipment maintains and appreciate and water quality and other characteristics suitable for the aquarium residents. Reef aquarium, marine aquarium, fish keeping aquarium, and saltwater aquarium. Reef aquarium or reef tank is a marine aquarium that prominently displays live corals and other marine invertebrates, as well as a fish that play the role in maintaining the tropical coral reef environment. A reef aquarium requires an appropriately and intense lighting and turbulent water and movement and more stable water chemistry than fish only. Marine aquaria or careful consideration is given to which reef animals are appreciate and compatible with each other. In fish keeping, a refugium and appendage to marine and brackish or freshwater fish tank that shares the same water supply. It is a separate sump connected to the main shore tank. It is a refugium in the sense that the permits and organisms to be maintained that would not serve in the main system, whether food, animals, and anaerobic and densifying and bacteria or photosynthesis. For some applications, water flow is limited in order to protect plants or animals that is require slow flow. The refugium light cycle can be operated opposite to the main tank in order to keep total system pH and more stable due to the uptake of acid forming and CO2 by carbon dioxide and photosynthesis occurring in the refugium during its daylight hours. One volume and guideline for a refugium is 1 is to 10 main tank volume. The refugium may be used to for one or more purposes such as a dentifrication, nutrient export and paint content and production, circulation surface and agitation to improve oxygen exchange with the atmosphere or our aesthetic purpose. Fish keeping systems. Fish keepers are often known as aquarists since many of them are not solely interested to keeping fish. The hobby can be broadly divided into three specific and disciplines and depending on the type of water the fish originate from freshwater and brackish and marine it is called saltwater is a fish keeping. Freshwater fish keeping is by far the most popular branch of the hobby with the even small pet and stores often and selling variety of the freshwater fish such as a goldfish guppies and angelfish and while most freshwater aquaria are a community tanks containing a variety of the compatible and species of the single species and breeding aquaria are the also popular live bearing fish such as a mollies as a guppies are among those most easily raised to capacity but is a aquarists also regularly breed many types of and sicily and catfish and chachiria and cyprids and killfish and many fish keepers and create the freshwater aqueducts and were the focus in aquatic plants as well as fish. These and aquaria include and Dutch aquaria, the mass of the contrasting system plant and plants named for the European of the aquarist who first and designed them. In recent years, one of the most active and advocates of the heavily planted aquarium was Japanese aquarium is Taxo Amano and garden ponds are in some way similar to freshwater aquaria but are usually and much larger and exposed to ambient weather in the tropics and tropical fishes can be kept into garden ponds in the temperate and zone species such as goldfish, koi and corf and work better and saltwater marine aquaria have a more species and specific needs and requirements to maintain the livestock is generally more expensive. As a result, this is a branch trends to attract more experienced fish keepers. Marine aquaria can be extremely beautiful due to the attractive colors and shapes of the corals. The coral is a reef fish and the host temperature zone and marine fish are is not commonly kept in home aquaria and primarily because they do not attractive and do not thrive in room is a temperature cold water is a aqua must provide color and temperature with a cool room such as a unheated basement or the using a refrigeration of the device of the known as a chiller. Marine is a aquarist of the attempt to of the recreate a coral reef in their aqua using large of the quantities of the living rock and porous and calories of the rocks of the entrusted with the coralline algae, sponges and worms and other small marine organisms, larger corals as well as serums and corps and echinoderms and molluscs and added to later and it is on once the aquarium has matured as well as a variety of small fish such as aquarium or sometimes called reef tanks and backfish of the water aquaria combine elements of other types of and with slightly the most of the must stay between the fresh water and sea water and brackish water fish come from habitats with varying and salinity such as the margonovs and the astrovis do not of the thrive is kept permanently in fresh water although backfish is a water aquaria are not necessarily familiar to inexperienced of the aquariums many species of the prefer backfish water including some mollies and many gobies and some puffins and mondas and skates. Fish breeding is a challenge that attract many aquarists while some species of the reproduce of the freely community tanks. Most of the require special conditions known as point triggers before they will breed. The majority of fish of the lay eggs are known as a spanning the whale and jellyfish that is emerge as very small in need to tiny and live food and substitute to the survive the a fair number a popular aquarium fish are live bears and which produces a small number of the relatively large offspring. These usually eat fish and flakes and that are the ground into the appropriate and size. The two main sources of fish for aquarium are from capture of the wild or captive breeding. Untamed United Nations of the studies show that more than 90% of freshwater aquarium fish are either captive bred and wild virtually and marine fish and inevitable wild caught in a freshwater fish habitats of the habitats are the treated of the habitat region in a population drums and hypopower and a commercial fishing in the climate change. The introduction of the invasive species of the disease. The few marine species of the breed capacity supplement but they rarely and replace the trade wild caught the specimens and wild caught animals provide valuable income for the people of the regions lacking other high value export. Major marine fish are typically less resilient during transport than is a freshwater and fish with a relatively large number of the dying and before they reach aquarists of the all through the aquarium trade is a viewed is a minor threat of the coral reefs of the compared to habitat of the destructions of the fishing of the food and climate change. It is a booming trade and maybe serious is a problem is a specific location such as a Philippines of the and Indonesia are the most collecting of the done. Fish are and caught by net and dropped to or cannot collecting expeditions of the can be length and costly and are not of the always successful. Fish are can also injure during the collection and the shipping mortal rates and during the shipping are high. Many other weekend of the stress and become disease. Other problems include of the postponing and coral reefs of the non-target of the species of the depletion of the rare species from their natural habitat of the ecosystem of the degradation of the large scale of the removal of a key basis of the additionally destructive of the fishing of the technetium as constant environmentalist the hobbyist alike. There are been and concerned movement and captive breeding to the certification of the program wildcat of the fish. Two-thirds of the American marine aquarists of the surveyed 1997 as a preferred and farmed coral age 80% think that DJ should sustainably caught from the farmed fish should be traded and usually 30 million fish from 1400 pieces and species are traded with approximately 16 million imported into the United States. This trade has the estimated global value is over and 800 million in 2022 and Canada is a position of the stones of the emulsion fish fisherman and Buddhist canoe ocean is the process of the netting fish can is irreparably and damage or kill and target fish and visual other and fish mammals reptiles and invertebrates that is left behind the some the wholesalers advertise and avoid Canadic